T.O.H, commonly known as test of heart. It goes down frequently like that in JIT camps. But today, I'm going to be telling you about the worst one I seen with my own two eyes in adult prison.
Well, hold down, man. Suitcase this, my cell phone, and my charger don't walk with a limp. You get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see you, you gon' leave airlifted.
Y'all already know, man. Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. Today, for this episode, I'm going to be speaking on the worst T.O.H, better known as test of heart, that I seen inside of adult prison while I did my 5-year sentence down here in the state of Florida. Okay? Everyone knows T.O.H is when someone tests you. They want to see where you're at. They want to see if you're going. They want to see if you're going to protect yourself or if you're going to let someone try to get over on you, finesse you, extort you, make you they jizzle, they june, they bitch, whatever it is they feel like doing. Have you folding they damn boxers, washing they drawers in the sink, making they bed, cleaning they bowls after they're done eating, whatever it is. Holding they shit to go to confinement, anything. Hold down men, all that. They will hit you with the T.O.H first, okay? Now, I did videos speaking on a T.O.H before. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has. You know what I'm saying? But today, I want to speak on the worst one that I've seen when adult prison. All right? And that was when I was at Calhoun CI, which is in Blountstown, Florida, down here in the Panhandle at the top of the map. All right? We usually seen, TOHs go on frequently every single night. I said this before, we had fight nights, all right? Especially on Fridays. Friday night fight night is when where people did it for fun. You put your damn ID inside of a canteen bag, everybody does. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, they stick their hand in there and they pull out 2 IDs. Whoever them 2 people are, they catch in the wall and they fin the grid. Everyone else is betting. All right, I got a bag of coffee on Frog. Nah, I got a bag of coffee on the dude from fucking Brevard County. Okay, and that's how it is. And it just be fades. That's what it is. But this T.O.H in particular that I'm speaking on was a white boy that came from Gainesville. All right, shout out to Gainesville. Had a lot of people at Calhoun that were from Gainesville. All right, well, them same people couldn't do nothing to help this person. All right, now, when he came there, he first walked into the dorm. I was in G dorm at the time, aka Gangland, G block, shit like that. It was ran by gang members. So it was mandatory you were going to have to fight. They were going to hit you with that T.O.H. Now, I've seen T.O.Hs go on frequently for like maybe 2 days. Maybe they're going to try you tonight. And then tomorrow, you're going to have to grade 2. And then the next day after that, you're good. They're going to leave you alone for the most part. But this one here was kind of different. This one here went on from Friday to Friday. This was the worst T.O.H that I've ever seen, okay? So I'm going to break it down from when he first walked in the dorm. When he first walked in the dorm, he walked in with his chest out, walked around the dorm and shit, went to looking at people, nodding at people, causing himself to, attract some attention, right? I knew it wasn't going to go that, smooth for him from the first place because, like I said, we was in gangland at the time. If you ain't got a name for yourself, if you ain't put on, or if you ain't, rocking out, or even if you are and they don't know yet, they going to test you. They going to try to pull that whole card out of you and see if you just pump faking. If you just trying to put on a precaution to make people think you living like that when you truly ain't. Okay? So, when we go to chow, you feel me? It was just about to be chow time when he came in the dorm. When we go to chow, I seen him. He was a couple tables over. You always keep your eye on the new guy because you actually see what's going to happen. You actually watch the plays take place, okay? So I see him over there. I'll never forget. I was eating corn on the cob. It was that time of year when they gave us corn on the cob. So when you walk inside the chow hall, you see all the damn shears from the corn laying all on the floor, all on the tables from everyone just throwing them everywhere, And I was eating corn on the cob, and I remember looking over, and he was sitting there, and he was loud. He was trying to talk. He was hanging out, laughing with a couple people at the table, people he don't even know. You feel me? One in particular was one of my close dogs who was a gang member, which I knew what he did for a living. I knew that he would, he was a snake. You get what I'm saying? He never snaked me, though. But I knew how he was. I knew he was looking for that check from people. You feel me? So when I see he's over there being friendly with him, my homeboy, I'm like, damn, the one person he picked is the one person who's probably going to set it off on him. So, you know, they're just getting a feel out of him. They trying to see how he is, how his personality is and shit like that. See where he came from, who he knows. You know, to try to get it out of you. So as I see he's over there being all loud and shit, I'm like, it's only a matter of time till they're going to, you know, test him. As soon as we get back to the dorm, on the way back to the dorm, I get stopped by the officers. Me and my other 2 dogs that was in line, we got stopped because we were talking and hanging out. We weren't walking in a straight line. We were just walking and talking with our shirt untucked. You know, some little petty shit. So the cops yanked us 3, had us there, patted us down and shit. Typical stuff that the police would do on the side of the street if they see you walking when you look like you up to no good. That's what these correctional officers did to me and my homeboys. So that kind of stalled us to where the newbie, the new guy, you know what I'm saying? The you call him the damn fresh meat, deer meat, you know what I'm saying? He made it back to the dorm before us. So I didn't get to literally see what triggered it. But by the time I got there, it was already a wrap to where he came back. I guess his blues were missing. He put his shit on top of his mat, you know, because they give you 3 pairs of blues when you get there. They give you 2 like worn down pairs of blues and 1 fresh, crispy, clean, brand new pairs that people like to, you know, store away for Vizzo. Put them under your mat so that way they're nice and creased the whole time, or whatever you want to do. Keeping the weather nice and clean and neat so that way you look fresh. You look A1 when you go to Vizzo. So I guess when we was at Chow, he got his blues taken. Someone took his blues. Here's where the T.O.H comes in. They want to see what he's going to do. Is he going to say something? Is he going to just be quiet? Is he going to act like he doesn't know they're missing? You know, all these little things is something that we've all seen before. So if you act like you ain't noticed they're missing, we know you know they're missing. You understand? That's just a sign of weakness. You know? So it's all on what is he going to do about it. So what does he do about it? He tries to act like, you know, I'm going to just go ask people individually if you've seen anybody near my bunk. If you've seen anybody near my bunk. So he goes to walk up, starts asking people, hey, bro, you ain't seen nobody over here? Come over here near my bunk. Nah, bro, what bunk you staying? Oh, I just came in. I stay over there in the corner under such and such. Nah, bro. He kept getting the same story from everybody. Nah, bro. I ain't seen nothing. Knowing 95% of the people know what's going on. You get what I'm saying? And about 85% of the people seen it. You feel me? But this is prison. So after a while, when he wasn't, you know, base checking, which you're supposed to base check the dorm, to where you like, hey man, check this out, man. And you make an announcement for everybody. You let everyone know, hey man, anybody came near my bunk, boy, took my blues, You know, that right there is what people are pushing for you to do. You know, which it's going to turn into problems when you do that. Because not even the person that took the shit from you, but other people are going to feel some type of way because you're calling everybody out when you do that. But it's like, it's better in your favor because it shows that you're with the shits. You know what I'm saying? So he don't do that. He just wanted to go up and ask people individually. So my dog, who was sitting at the table with him, stands up. Hey, pussy nigga, I got him. What you gonna do about him? What you gonna do about it? Tighten me up. Get there. Tighten me up. Like that. And I remember telling my other dog I was sitting with from Polk County. I was like, I knew it, bro. I told you. I was smacking him in the chest like, I told you. I already knew it was gonna happen. So he act like he gonna get there. Oh, you ain't saying nothing. He act like he gonna get there. So when he goes to get there or whatever, he's pump faking though. He's being more loud than he is about that action. So he's walking around the dorm. We was in the open bay at the time. He's walking around the dorm causing a scene now so the police can get attention. So what happens when he's doing that? Someone who ain't even steal the shit punches him dead in the side of the face when it walks by their bunk. Drops him. About 3-4 people jump on him and start beating his ass. You know? Now, when that happened, it scared the life out of him. Scared the dog shit life out of him. You know? Come to find out, when he was sitting at that chow hall table, and he was laughing and kikiing and playing like he was a gangster, he was telling everybody and bragging to everybody that he'd been to JIT camp. So the way they look at it, like, okay, you've been to JIT camp, then you already should know what time it is. Because even if you ain't living like that, you know what time it is. If you've been to JIT camp, you know. But kind of find out he was just, I guess he curled, or he was up under the radar, whatever JIT camp he was at. So even though he witnessed T.O.H's and he's seen that experience, he may have went through that experience himself and everything over there. When he came to the adult camp, he must have thought shit was sweet because it ain't all jitterbugs and it ain't all kiki laughs and jokes and pranks and shit and mama jokes and stuff like that. So he thought the adult camp was sweet, which is what a lot of people that go to adult camp from the JIT camps will do. You'll hear all this rah-rah and everything of what they did at JIT camps, but then when they get to the adult side and shit get real, there ain't none of that. Because in the JIT camps, you got a whole clique that is doing the stupid shit with you. And the adult camps, boy, you a lone wolf. Yeah, you gonna meet some brothers and shit, and they gonna get down with you, and y'all gonna click up, and y'all gonna go on missions and do what you gotta do together. But you ain't never put in that work by yourself at a JIT camp. You see what I'm saying? So, after he was bragging and shit, people couldn't wait to test it. Because you got people in prison that are truly thugs, that are truly soldiers, that truly know how to fight. Right? And when someone else acts like they the shit, or acts like they can whoop anybody, there's people that feel some type of way on the inside that want to test that shit. They want to feel amongst themselves that they're the alpha male, that they can whoop that and penalize that. You see what I'm saying? That's what they do. So, he got his shit took. He got beat up by 4 or 5 people. Now, that was just the first day. You know, they made it to where he didn't check in or nothing like that or whatever. So it was like he couldn't check in. You know, it ain't like he was, you know, he didn't check in. He couldn't check in. He had people on his trail everywhere he went. The whole rest of the night. And then the next day. When the next day came, he came back in the dorm. Now my homeboy was wearing his blues. Literally walked up to him with his name tag stitched on there. You get what I'm saying? Because they stitch your name on your blues. He walked up to him and was like, hey, check this out, pussy. Like that. And when he looks up, he like, man, check this out. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? Tell me what you gonna do about it. You feel me? And then he was like, oh man, it is what it is, bro. It's whatever. Talking like he was living like that. So then my dog said, you know what, man, tighten up, get there. He stood up like he was gonna get there. Really, he wasn't. He turned around to go in his locker, and my homeboy thought he was trying to grab a lock. But he didn't have a lock yet. He just got there. But my homeboy don't know no better. You got to be, you know, cautious. You never know what someone got. So my homeboy run up in the cut in between the 2 bunks where his locker was. Run up in the cut, yoke him like this, and tell him, I'm going to make you get to the wall. And he carried him past the other bunks and threw him against the wall. You know what I'm saying? Made him fight. He threw his hands up, though, like he was, you know, he was scared. You know what I'm saying? So he threw his hands up. You get what I'm saying? And then the way you look at it, even on the streets, a person with a pistol, the one who's the scariest is the scary one. The one who shoots you first is someone scared with a pistol. You see what I'm saying? So he was scared. He was shaking and shit. So my homeboy mopped him, beat the dog shit out of him. When he beat the dog shit out of him, he went into the bathroom. After it was like a clean break, everyone broke it up. He went to the bathroom, tried to clean up the blood and everything. And his face was so damn split, you could see his tooth, like right here. Like it's split straight through. You could see his tooth and his gums. So it was only a matter of time till the police were going to see him. You know, there was no way hiding this stuff. Now, later that day, okay, same day now. This is day 2. The same day as when my homeboy just split his shit like that. He goes in there to take a shower. When he goes in there to take a shower, someone takes his soap because they leave it on the wall. Where I was at, there's a little mini wall in front of the 8 shower heads. Everyone puts all their stuff on the wall that they're going to use. So when you're standing there showering next to the next dude, in front of you on the wall is whatever it is you're using. Someone walked in there and said, this is my shit. Say something. Say something. And he was still quiet. He didn't say shit. So now they're going to take advantage of him. All because of that. They're going to take advantage of him. Right then and there is when he fell short. Because even before, he was getting whooped every time. And I know it's painful to go through the same shit. But he was at least saying something. Even though he was being whooped. So it shows this right here is kind of like the sign of retreat by him not saying something. So now they just want to see if maybe maybe they didn't hear him. You feel me? So what do? They go in there when he's getting dressed, 2 other dudes, and they start beating him with a broom. They grabbed a broom and they started beating him with a broom for no reason. For no reason. Just because he was still walking around with his chest out. He didn't act like, fuck the soap, y'all can have it. He acted like, oh, y'all ain't good enough. Y'all are broke. Y'all need the soap. That's basically the type of energy he put out. That he was too good for that soap anyways. So by them seeing that, they fed off that. And it made them want to, test that shit. Now, this is a common thing that goes on in prison every single day. It doesn't matter if it's JIT camp or dope camp. You constantly see people being tried like this. You may land at a camp that is sweet and it don't happen. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen in prison. You understand? Some people that been to prison say, oh, that ain't never happened to me when I was in prison. Ain't no one ever tried me. I ain't never get tried like this. I did my whole bid with no fights. You just got lucky and landed in the right spot. You get what I'm saying? So, back to the story. Anyways, after that, they're beating him with brooms. The police come in. They seen from the bubbles some commotion going on in the bathroom. When they come in and they seen him, getting up off the ground and everything, this is when they seen his lip and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? When they seen his lip and everything, the police take him into the back laundry room, which is behind the officer station, to question him. When they take him back there to question him, I was waiting on the phone, the blue phone, which is literally, there's 2 steps that the officers can walk out of the officer station. You know what I'm saying? They can walk down them 2 steps to come in the dorm. Well, when you're waiting for the phone, since there's nowhere to wait, you sit on them steps. I can hear the officers talking to him in the laundry room, which is literally like, right here's another door that's to the laundry room. I can hear them questioning him, talking to him and shit, I got my ear to the thing, you feel me? I'm looking out, you know what I'm saying? So, you always want to know if he's telling or whatever it may be. Even though it ain't none of my business, even though it's wrong what the people I know are doing to him, but at the same time, it's wrong if he's telling. So, I'm just sitting there and, always keep your ears open. You never know what they'll say. So, as I'm sitting there, I hear the officers say something to him about his face. So, I'm like, oh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. They done found him all banged up. They're going to take him to confinement. They're going to get him up out of here. That's what they normally do. Well, in this situation here, the officers didn't. The officers literally told him, damn, you ain't going to put no toothpaste on that? What, you trying to check in? And then he's like, no, I'm not trying to check in. That's what he said. And the officer's like, nah, don't worry about it. I'm going to let you back out there so you can get your revenge. That's what he says. I'm going to let you get back at that guy. Whoever did it to you, I'm going to let you get back to them. I'm not going to take you to confinement. Really, I know the person who they were T.O.H.ing was probably like, damn, like he was hoping he would have went to confinement, like to get him up out of this bullshit he's going through. But the officer literally put him back out there in that water. So for the next few days, they would try him. Little by little. Like, be walking the chow, he's walking in line. About 5, 6 people will go around him to cut him. They'll all smack him in the back of the head when they walk by him. And he wasn't saying nothing. He just retreated. He just folded. He curled. After a while, majority of people will. That's just what it is. When the 5th day came around, we were in the chow hall again. After we left the chow hall, we went back to the dorm getting ready for rec. Once it was time to get ready for rec, we're on the rec yard. He ends up getting in a fight inside the weight cage. Someone tried him in the weight cage, told him, oh, tighten up, this and that. And I don't think he was down to get there, but he was still talking crazy. And then this is when they came with the lock. They already had a lock out there on the rec yard. You can't walk on the rec yard with it because you walk through a metal detector. So you got to toss it over the gate ahead of time. So that way it's already on the yard when you get out there. Wait till the front of your dorm goes first. Let whoever's in the front of your line, let them go through the metal detector and all that and come around, get through there and on the other side of the gate. And then you be in the back of the line, you toss it over the gate. Now it's on the rec yard. Do the same thing with knives, whatever it is. They're not allowed near the gate. Y'all are not allowed to be commotion through the gate. That'll catch attention. So instead, he's staying about 10 feet back from the fence. And when no one's looking where you are, you just launch it over the gate. And it'll bounce over it. And then he got it. You know? So this time here, when he was arguing with the person in the weight cage, he tried to act like, you know, he could just talk. Like no one was going to do something to him because there was police out there. Well, he thought wrong. He went down to change the weight inside the weight cage. Because there we had the weights that are on the machine, the little squares, and then you pull the little knob thing out, the little stick, and you stick it in, like however much weight you want it in. When he bent down to do that, when he came back up, the dude he got in an argument with was a Zoe. Hit him right across the face and split his shit wide open right here. Had his whole eyebrow look like it was hanging. Like you couldn't even see he had an eyebrow. You know what I'm saying? Split him with the lock. He stumbled back, grabbed his face like that. And then another one of his brothers, another Zoe, ran up and busted him upside the head again. You see what I'm saying? When he got back to the dorm for that, after he was all split up and shit like that, you know, everyone in the dorm was like, all right, that's it, that's it. It's over with. It's a wrap, it's a wrap. That's what everyone starts saying. He's sitting there trying to patch himself up, scared as hell. Never wants to come to prison again. He starts saying, oh, when I was in JIT camp, you know, nobody really messed with me. You know, I seen a lot of bad things go down, but I was one of the lucky ones it never happened to. And he started like turning into a totally different person after this. So he tried to come over here pushing that JIT camp image like he was fully rocking out when he was there. Like he was living like that and whooping people. But 9 times out of 10, if he wasn't tested like this, he would have been trying people that were weaker than him. By feeding them and living off of other people's stories that he's seen inside of JIT camp. You get what I'm saying? And that's what he was doing. So this was the right thing they needed to do to him. You get what I'm saying? Because it brought him out to who he truly was. And that's what a lot of people didn't have happen to them in prison. A lot of them didn't get what they needed. So they'll act like there's someone else. Talk like there's someone else. But really, they be living off of other people's stories. They be living off of things they seen and act like they was a part of it. You know what I'm saying? That's what goes on. So when everyone said, that's it, that's it. And he was so scared in the bathroom, the same people that busted him up all them days went in there and told him, you good, bro. You good, bro. This just a T.O.H, man. We wanted to see if you would tell, bro. We had to make sure you won't tell, bro. This is gangland, bro. We can't have you, you know, risking getting me and my brothers, you know, taking off the pound or anything like that, bro. We just had to see, bro. We just had to see. And that was the longest one I seen go on. You know what I'm saying? Like, they literally tried that man. Literally, like, I'm talking about tried him. Like, if he was eating something, they'd knock his tray out of his hand. You know, things that'll make it to where, like, man, I'm wrecking out. You feel me? He had way more patience. You know, that's the thing. That's how I look at it. Yeah, it was wrong what they did to him. Even though they had a good reason to make sure he wasn't police or wasn't telling or anything like that. He brought it amongst himself by acting like he was big and bad and stuff like that. But I was proud of him personally because he had patience. You know, even though he didn't let that shit get to him, he took them ass whoopings and stuff. I was proud because of the patience he had. Me, if someone would knock something out of my hand, man, I'm splitting you right then and there. I'm not going to be all quiet and wait till we go to the dorm and wait till this person tells me to tighten up and all that. Man, you knock my tray out of my hand in the chow hall, you getting your shit cracked right then and there. That's how I am. I'm trained to go. So it's like, he had patience. Or someone walked by and smacked me in the back of the head. Like, why are you tripping? Like, boy, it ain't flying like that. He had patience. You see what I'm saying? So I was proud of him, low key. Now, he ended up being accepted by the whole dorm because he took that ass whooping. You know, through it all, he had like something up here was all fractured and, you know, he was all busted up. He needed stitches. He had a scar from it. After like a few months went by, big scar, you know, like a straight line where his eyebrow was. Like he had a scar from that, you know, from when they beat him with the broomsticks and shit like that. He was all banged up, had little cuts opens on him. Like they took him up through there for the most part. You see what I'm saying? No one would ever want to go through what he went through. Now, is it wrong that they did that? Yeah. But I'll tell you one thing. That same kid from Gainesville, he would never look at prison the same again. Because while I was there in prison, he didn't take that shit for granted. His whole bid was totally different. He went to school. You know, he ended up being the damn house man, the one who cleans the dorm. Like, you know, he had responsibilities and shit. If he would have been able to get by with that fake, oh, I've been to JIT camp, rah-rah shit that you hear from everybody, acting like just because they've been to JIT camp that they truly went through something. If he would have been there like that, he may have never learned his lesson, you know. But by him going through that, he may never land in prison again when he gets out. Because he's going to remember how it was when he was a newbie. You see? Because every time you get transferred, you're a newbie. It doesn't matter if you've been in prison 6 years already and you get transferred to a camp, a different camp. When you land there, you're new to that camp. That T.O.H shit can happen. That's what it is. So he literally stayed at Calhoun until it was time for him to go home. You see, so the worst part of his bid was when he first got there. And then he got it over with. So he may be shook in the inside of landing somewhere he's not familiar at or where he's not known. He's going to always have that in him. You get what I'm saying? So not saying he may never go to prison again, you know, but it's going to be in the back of his mind if he does go to prison again, this is what can happen. You see? Because he said himself, first he was talking highly of the JIT camp, talking all this rah-rah, yeah, JIT camp this, JIT camp that, oh yeah, at Gladiator camp, Gladiator school. But then after that pressure was applied, he broke. And then he broke it down to where he didn't get tested like that. He's seen people get tried. You know, he made it through the radar. There's so many people that make it through the radar in adult camps and in JIT camps. You see what I'm saying? It's all on who you are and how you land there. But for the most part, there's ratchetness in all of them. You could go to a camp right now that is sweet and you ain't got no problems for 6 months. They do a switch around. Next thing you know, there's nonstop fights and stabbings for a year straight after that. It's all on who's there. Because like I said before, it ain't the apartments that are killing people. It's the people in the apartments. That's how there could be a hood anywhere. Anywhere on the streets there could be a hood. A place could be up to date, expensive as hell, and costs fucking so much money to live in. Lights, beautiful looking, pools in their backyard and all that. All it takes is for a couple hood people to come there and start buying them houses. Start taking over. Next thing you know, what? It's not a hood now? Why isn't it a hood? Because it looks nice? Is that why it ain't a hood? But you got these low-key people in here, these savages, these murderers, these people that would take your life, that live in here. Right? Just like Charlotte. Charlotte's beautiful, the compound. Flowers and everything. Looks real up-to-date, nice. Grass stays cut. Beautiful looking. It's all an illusion from what goes on inside themselves, inside them fucking butterfly dorms, and inside the open bay. You see what I'm saying? A T.O.H can go down anywhere. It could go down at a place that it doesn't go down at. That's how it can go down. It could be a camp where they do not do T.O.H's, and a T.O.H can go down on you. That's how it is. And nothing's planned. Sometimes it is. But you can literally fall in a camp where they ain't T.O.H no one in 3 years. And then you land there and you know what? You're going to be the one that gets T.O.H tonight. A lot of shit like that goes down in adult camps and they don't even call it a T.O.H. It's just like they're going to try them. They're going to grid them and beat them up because someone had something on their chest. They wanted to get it off. So they chose that person. You know what I'm saying? Or they just came in and they want to try him and shit like that. And they don't look at it as a T.O.H. They just look at it as like, I want what he got. That's what it is. It's not like they purposely say T.O.H. everywhere you go. They do in a lot of places. But a lot of places where they don't say it, it's still getting T.O.H's. You feel me? But to me, I felt like that was the worst T.O.H. I seen. Due to the fact of they were so consistent with it. Like I said, it normally is a day to 2 days. You know, 2 days tops normally. But they did that man so gruesome, so dirty, had him all banged up and shit like that. And he made it through it. And by making him through it, even though he broke, but by making them through it, he may have broke to them, but he didn't break to the police. That was what made him gain the respect. And then now, down the line, he actually got in an argument in the dorm with someone. Someone was booting up on him, talking all crazy, rah, 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 rah. And guess what happened? Them same dudes that T.O.H'd him and banged him up when he first got there, they banged that person up on his behalf. Because they knew he was solid and wasn't going to tell, even though he was scared as shit for his life. You feel me? That's what happens. The people got tired of the other person who was booting up, and they booted up on someone they knew wasn't going to fight back to them no more. But they knew he wasn't police because he made it through that much shit, and he didn't break to the system. He just broke it off to the inmates, basically. You know? So, anywhere you go in the state of Florida, just remember a TOH can occur. This one right here sticks with me. I always will remember it because just to see how they were on his ass, it was like flies on shit. Like he wasn't going nowhere. Anywhere he went, there was someone there trying him. TOHing us. You know what I'm saying? Trying to see if he is going to break it off rank-wise or if he's going to check in and side with the police. Because when I was in G-Dorm at Calhoun, Gangland, that is where majority of the people that came in checked in. So everyone wanted to make sure it wasn't another snitch that they're putting in here. Another rat. Another person that's going to drop kites or anything like that. That's why they made sure he wasn't going to tell. But anyways, man, I hope y'all like this story. The kid from Gainesville, I actually just found him recently on Facebook. And you won't even believe it. He's out here on the streets right now, and he's like a secretary or something like that. You won't even be able to tell he's been to prison or anything like that. His whole life, he looks totally different now than he did when I was in prison with him. He's like a secretary or something like that, and he's on like a basketball team in college right now. You see what I'm saying? And it's all because I feel like he got a taste of reality and what prison was really like by the worst TOH that I ever seen. And that's what it is, man. But anyways, man, I appreciate y'all watching this video. You already know, man. Until next time, this Frog.